Yeah, baby. And we're back.
We're back. Welcome back.
What? We're back for the 5th installment of the Reactlord podcast. We are your Reactlords. I'm Vee.
I'm Nathan. It's okay. Sorry.
I'm Vee.
And I'm Nathan.
And yeah, dude, it's Sunday. Fun day.
Sunday fun day. 97 degrees with a high of 101.
I don't like that.
It's so hot. I barely slept last night. I had my fan going and I'm not used to the noise. And I just stayed up. It's
September.
Yeah, September.
The fall drinks have hit Starbucks. And it's 100 degrees outside.
Get botulism from just letting it get ripe in the heat.
Yo,
I'm just
what?
Isn't that how
That's what you think about when I say fall drinks come back to Starbucks is botulism?
In the heat, yeah. I think of all the milk curdling in the heat.
What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? That is not how we eat.
The syrup isn't even real. What happens when it hits 101 and it's congealing inside that plastic cup?
Dude, they say it's going to hit 100 degrees today, my weather reports and stuff. I doubt it. I don't think it's ever hit 100 degrees since I've lived in Southern California. It's 90 degrees and y'all just start melting.
I mean,
it's
fair.
Crazy. It's crazy.
It's just hot. I don't know. I don't even give a crap about the actual number. All I know is that what I'm experiencing is hot and I'm drinking so much water. I'm going through 2.5 gallons of water way faster than I normally do.
2.5 gallons?
Yeah.
You just carry around 2.5 gallons every day with you?
No, but sometimes it feels that way when I go to Ralph's and I have to pick it up. I didn't really realize how heavy 2.5 gallons of water is. It sucks carrying it home.
Yeah, dude, it's 2 gallons of water, bro.
Yeah, it's heavy.
I guess you lift though. That's pretty cool.
I wish I was getting a workout out of it, but it just happens once a week. I get a 2.5 gallon water. Arrowhead.
You ever think about getting it delivered in one of those big ass jugs that you have to flip? You know what I mean? Onto
it's hard to get anything.
A water cooler.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just sick. It's tough because how delivery works at my building is there's no access to delivery people, so I would have to be there to open the door and be in communication with them. Can we talk about that actually a little bit? Delivering in a metropolitan area. It sucks. It is the worst, man. I was trying to get an uplift desk, and they come on these freight pallets. Apparently, did you know this? Did you know that? That's so annoying.
And the way it works is the person that is buying the product, you're responsible for getting it across your apartment's threshold. Yeah, and then obviously consequently into your apartment, all that, whatever. So I was speaking to one of those people you can message. You know how it's oh, do you want to chat with someone about this potential purchase? And I'm well, yeah, dude, if I'm going to spend, $1,500 on a desk, I'd like to talk to someone about how this desk will be arriving. And they're oh yeah, no, you'll get a notification that they're on their way and you'll meet them and then you'll get all your parts and it'll be great. And it's easy. And I was
is it?
It's easier to say that. And then I'm thinking I'm 5'3".
Yeah.
And just to consider the moving all of those pieces on a freight pallet into my elevator up 5 flights and then down a hallway and I just have to rent things for that.
Yeah, a dolly or something. Or I'm even wondering how big the pallet is going to be. Would it even fit in
Ultimately, I didn't buy it. I'm not going to. That just seemed like a massive headache. And then I thought further on it, what kind of business model is that? Why can't there be a button to click? Do you need support when your product arrives?
Yeah.
That would be so helpful, especially because I feel a lot of people buying these, desks are working from home. And it's I mean, this can't be the first time that you've kind of missed out. I was going to spend $1,500 on a freaking desk.
I mean, maybe it comes down to just the money. They make enough money that they just can afford to not think about that.
I think I'm just sour because I really wanted the desk.
I mean, that's fair, dude.
I want to be able to lift the desk up, dude.
Can I ask what the brand was?
It was Uplift.
Uplift.
Yeah.
For sure.
Uplift. If you're here, hit me up. I want that desk.
Accepting sponsors now,
dude. On the real though, but I am in the market. Uplift or some sort of. I even was considering Facebook Market. If it's already built, then at least I can begin to visualize how I might
For sure.
might take it apart, bring it in, all of that. But that's how my week went. As I've been stressing over, just trying to feel better working from home because my back hurts a lot.
I feel that. Same here.
I want to stand up more. I want to work out. But I don't, and I'm not going to do that. Working out sucks, so I want to stand up and feel better.
Fair enough. I'm sure we can make that happen. I think we got to.
Yeah. Will you help me move a pallet?
Dude.
No, seriously. If I ordered an uplift desk,
I'll help you to the best of my ability. But like, I don't know if I could do it myself. But I could help.
It's like metal. It has a motor on it. You know what I mean? And then the desk itself is like a solid wood, like slab.
Okay.
So it's multiple moving parts. And I wanted the L desk, so there's 2 slabs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't need to air my grievances further here. It's fine. I'm bitter. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How was your week, Nathan? Tell us about your week, bud.
It's been hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's been mega hot in my apartment. I got cooked out, which was okay. I got to touch grass forcibly.
Because it just wasn't, you couldn't stay inside.
No, it was just way too hot. Trying to think what else has been going on in my week.
Watch anything cool?
No, I haven't watched anything good yet. I do have the Rings of Power from Amazon on my radar, which is something I do want to talk about later.
Neff did a watch party
on Rings of Power.
Yeah, I think he did. I saw a tweet.
Okay.
I was gonna watch it. It was just Friday night. Bad timing for me.
I do remember seeing something like he was more excited for Rings of Power than he was for some other show. So I was aware that it was also in his zeitgeist, but I was not aware he did a watch party. I'm a little
saddened.
Yeah, I wish I could join the watch party.
I love a good watch party.
Yeah, but it's interesting because the reason I want to bring it up later is because there's the debate of racism within that show. Well, really within the franchise. Okay.
That's perfect segue, dude. We're getting better at that.
Oh, thank you.
We're getting better at that.
Yeah, we are.
I mean,
Episode 5, viewers. Episode 5.
Yeah, I also just want to clarify that I have no authority on Lord of the Rings or the Rings of Fire or whatever.
Okay.
What?
The Rings of Fire.
Wait, what is it
Isn't
called?
The
Rings of Power.
The Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. I said fire. I saw ER and my brain. Johnny Cash. I don't know, dude.
No, it's okay. I was trying to think of the artist's name. I couldn't remember Johnny Cash.
That's my bad, dude. But yeah, so it's a thing. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Big franchise. I know that much.
It's a big franchise. It's been around for a really long. I mean, longer than Star Wars, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think especially in, I was gonna say in the United States, but maybe just California. But my experience was this was like selected reading. I had to read The Hobbit in the 6th grade.
Yeah, totally. I had to teach that. Remember
you had to teach The Hobbit.
Yeah. Well, I was going to actually, but then I got 8th grade, so never mind. But I remember subbing and stuff.
But yeah,
that is like selected reading.
Exactly. So I mean, it's selected reading. Mm-hmm. So like I think it's a good chance that most people have been introduced to this genre, this franchise. But it does have like some like connections to white supremacy and racism.
Isn't it a fictional kids thing?
I mean, it is, and I think it's arguable that J.R.R. Tolkien didn't set out with the intentions of
Harry
it being
Potter
like
or something. Like it quietly kind of gets canceled for some sort of imagery or illusion.
So like when Jackson, oh gosh, what's his first name?
Lore? Is this
yeah,
lore? Okay.
The director for The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. Those are the first 3 movies. They were done by the director something Jackson. I can't remember his first name, but watch the movies. Go into the extended versions that you get like an extra 45 movies.
No.
I
don't know.
You get an extra 45 minutes for the extended versions. Find one black person. Find one brown person. It's just not there, and I don't know if there was any
in the original movies or
in the original movies. Yeah, in The Hobbit, I think that's when you start to see.
I'm pulling up the trailer. Hold on, or
okay,
a clip or something. But go ahead.
When you start moving into the Hobbit movies, you see some introduction of like POC characters, but especially with this new Amazon Prime series, there has been like controversy between fans and like mega fans because of the inclusion of POC characters. But and the very minute detail that makes it different. Is it just
because they're racist, or?
Well, I think it comes from a racist place, and that's what other
is it because like black characters just didn't exist in the books? Are they trying to be like institutionalists about a fictional franchise? Like,
I mean, I think so. I think that for the most part, like highly detailed adjectives about like the color of people's skin in the books isn't really like laid out. So it's all kind of just like projected.
It's up for interpretation. Then.
It's up for interpretation, of course. But
is J.R.R. Tolkien or whoever wrote the books? Am I getting that right? That's the right author.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's long dead.
Oh. So we can't ask.
No, we can't. But
that sucks.
The difference between and it's very minute because what it comes down to is that fans are complaining that there are POC characters included, and it's just stupid.
This guy right here,
Ishmael? But Ishmael and Nazanin, these two characters are Amazon Prime original characters. They're not explicitly talked about in the books. They're not explicitly talked about in any of the lore. They're completely arbitrary created characters for this series. Both brown characters. And I guess back in February is when it spurred this controversy of like, why are these characters here? And
so is this okay from your standpoint as someone who knows the franchise and maybe a little bit more about all this than I do? Is this then like just how corporations put, flags up for Pride Month? Are they trying to appease, people with the addition of these characters? Or is this a thoughtful, like, addition? You know what I mean? I don't understand the controversy still, I guess,
I mean, I think on the best case scenarios, they're adding these because they're adding POC characters because they know it's going to bring in more money because the audience is broader. Brown people are into the Lord of the Rings, whether or not you like it or not.
But I also, again, as a very white person, these guys are pretty light-skinned people. They're not, they're not shaking a boat. I mean, rocking the boat kind of thing. I don't know. They don't.
Yeah, they're doing the minimum for sure.
Yeah. Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, again, I think on the best case scenario, they're including these because
they're a little brown.
So best case scenario, this corporation's including these because they know it's going to make money. On the worst case, they're including it to be to virtue signal.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, you know what they say. All press is good press, right? I guess is maybe their take on this. It's like, take it as you will.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they got the Reactlord pod to talk about their show. Free
dude.
Ad.
Oh yeah, brother. You already know. So I mean, let's listen to this. About a minute and a half from the Prime Video. If you haven't heard of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which I didn't until this week. So until Will was talking about it, I didn't know it existed, that it was going to exist. So
time has come to experience
a little bit
one
here.
Of the greatest worlds
ever imagined.
Looks epic.
The new epic.
Very.
Across majestic realms.
Can we pause it really quick?
Oh yeah. Dude, we pause all day.
Yeah, seriously. I think most like video production companies are now going the way of Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones is still to this day like the most watched TV show.
And is it still on too, right?
No, Game of Thrones is over.
Wait, hold on. What was that thing that was just on that everyone was watching Game of Thrones back in the day? There's a new TV show. It was like breaking HBO Max when it dropped like 2 weeks ago.
Breaking Bad?
No, dude. What? Breaking Bad's been off the air for like 5 years.
House of the Dragon. There is a spinoff. There's a spinoff.
That's exact. Because I was like, Game of Thrones is actually back in the zeitgeist too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I forgot about the spinoff.
A lot of e-girls and stuff on Twitter were posting about it.
That was the show actually that Will was talking about.
HBO Max.
Okay.
Like the app just stopped working for a short period of time.
I believe it.
The interest was too much.
But I think that most video companies are going this route, finding some sort of like epic fantasy show that they could like pour in a lot of CG, a lot of like graphic design,
epic, like fantastical sets.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I've always kind of loved that imagery, but I've never really been a fan of fantasy, even as a big avid reader. Like, I don't know. I just never really got into it.
I mean, that's fair. You like what you like.
I think like the most fantastical was like the Anamorphous. Do you remember those books?
Yeah.
Yeah, and R.L. Stein actually as well. Like Goosebumps. That was the most kind of fantastical literature I got into. Like I loved a good easy book though, and I feel like this was always super intimidating to break into as a fan. That and Harry Potter even seemed intimidating. Like as a child, I never read the books, so like there's a lot of books.
Oh, the books are so good. I wish I could get the entire series. I would read the books.
Enchanted was also a really good, like, fantastical book. I really loved the easy books.
I've only seen the movie.
But yeah, let's watch a little bit more of this trailer sort of plug. So far, it's very pretty. I love that. Gorgeous.
We invite you to experience the second age of Middle-earth.
Don't miss the beginning of the journey.
Commander! Wait! No! We keep moving!
Why do you keep fighting?
There's a tempest in me.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
It is a TV show.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is very Game of Thronesy. Like, I'm assuming this must have taken forever to produce.
Put up your sword.
Oh, that was kind of cool.
So this is Amazon's most expensive series. They spent like upwards of like more. It was a little bit more than $460 million.
I bet it would be really fun to watch this on like an OLED TV.
Yeah, something
like,
in 4K.
Yeah.
I think it is 4K supported series.
Yeah, like one of those TVs at like Costco that's all tuned in with the high contrast. Like, I bet this would be awesome to watch.
With the Costco settings, burn the screen out.
Yeah, dude. So this is actually from Twitter also. This is a fan, and or I guess a lot of tweets have been kind of stirring in the zeitgeist of responding to the new drop of Lord of the Rings TV series. When did it come out anyway?
The Lord of the Rings this show? It came out yesterday on the 2nd, so 2 days ago.
So this seems like the sentiment, right?
Yeah. I'll read most of this, but I'm not going to read one of these words out.
Yeah,
but
go for
Rings
it.
of Power delivers beautiful cinematography, interesting plot points, and compelling characters. But toxic Lord of the Rings fans, get these off my screen. And that was the sentiment back in February. And I think this is a tweet in reference not to just February, but to fans that are still expressing the sentiment now. And it's weird because, like, in my mind, not only did they have until February to like kind of get past that feeling of there being black characters in Lord of the Rings, but like we had black characters in The Hobbit. Like, what happened in 2014 when the first Hobbit movies started coming out? Like, it was already going this direction. Like, I just don't get how we're still here. Although at the same time, I totally get why we're still here, because our nation is just crazy.
Hey, you know what though? I feel like I've said it a lot. These subsects of internets of people getting angry and or if they're just deeply invested in something, even conservative culture, all of that. And we're gonna do some Hogwatch later, and this will all tie back into this. But these subsects, they just gas each other up on their terrible views, and then they root it in what they think is like fact, and in this case, Lord of the Rings lore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're taking these racist notions and then validating it with a book. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, there's no way this guy could be an elf. Oh, I can't come from that region. That would be ridiculous. It's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Just watch the show.
Enjoy the film, man.
Just be happy there's new content out there, because it could just stop any moment.
And we hate when content stops, because then we would, have no podcast.
Yeah. And, the content did stop in terms of our Twitch streamer, Pokimane.
Our queen?
She took a break for a fucking month, dude. Like a long time. And
Dude, I miss the Ballo streams, man.
yeah, like long enough that like you start thinking like, are they gonna come back?
They did come back, and they came back with a bang on the H3 podcast, and it was sick, dude. Did you watch it?
Oh, come on, that's a trick question. I watched it with you. Of course I did.
Yeah?
I watched it.
Dude, I really enjoyed it.
It was really good.
It.
Pokemon, I'm glad you're back.
Our queen.
I'm totally for this new schedule. I think, dude, you work too hard.
Had to adjust the pants there. Yeah, she
For
does.
sure.
No, I mean she's awesome. She's always doing the best content.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more IRL content. I mean, they mentioned that on the pod, so
I feel like that's the direction, man. Will
think
also
so.
just got a new IRL backpack
I saw him
too.
build it. Yeah,
There's like IRL's popping off in a big way, and I think fall is the season of IRL streams, dude.
I hope so. I really hope so.
But this was Poki's, tweet about that they had an important video that they uploaded, and it's really good, thoughtful presentation of like what she's thinking, where she's at with this whole content creation thing. So, if you like Poki, it's definitely worth watching. But hail Poki, she's back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
On a 2 to 3 times a week maybe schedule is what I remember.
And that's healthy.
Yeah, and that's very
healthy.
healthy.
That's very healthy. But yeah, dude, anything else you saw this week, or you know what I mean, as far as did you watch anything like entertainment wise before we kind of jump into more serious matters at hand?
No, just continuing my parasocial relationship with Hassan Abi.
What's he up to?
Yeah.
Dude, I literally
my big brother, he's just been eating chicken.
I love Hassan, and I've been working so much. I have been only watching like up to 2 hours of his stream a day. What? But yeah, dude, I feel left out. I feel like a lurker.
Yeah.
I'm such a lurker now.
I'm gonna have. I feel like I've been watching more Hassan with the anticipation that I'm not gonna be able to catch as many streams.
'Cause your work is picking up too.
Work
dude.
is picking up, and I'm
Ew.
picking up even more work.
It's gonna be wild, man. You got
I'm gonna
two
have
jobs.
2 jobs.
2 jobs.
One will be more like movement, which I think will be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
On
kind
the
of like
grind,
breaking me
dude.
down a little bit. I had to like
But
really
fear
get a
not.
second job.
Fear not for the
Yeah.
pod, because we're going to be working around Nathan's schedule. So every
Yes.
Sunday,
we
there
will
will-
still
yes.
have a pod.
still a pod every Sunday. We might just record it a little earlier in the week, so the stories might be a little different. But we'll always be posting each week.
Mm-hmm.
So keep tuned for that.
Hell yeah!
Gonna be dope. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to visit you at your new job.
Oh snap!
Yep,
It's gonna be sick. It's gonna
Especially
be sick.
working from home, dude. I need a
Mhm.
walk. I need a walk. Maybe that's how I introduce some movement into my life.
For sure. Sorry, viewers, I can't tell you where that work is.
Actually, I was gonna dox you right now. So Nathan will.
But just trust I will be working.
He's got jobs, dude. He's got jobs. He's a productive member of this community and society.
I try. I gotta be able to afford my addictions.
Unlike some of us who are not. But yeah, so on the I guess job talk, right? We're talking about jobs, and there is a trend that I covered on my work stream. So I stream for my job, and we were talking about quietly quitting. There was a New York Times article earlier in the week that covered quietly firing, that trend, which is kind of a response to like the increase in wages and stuff. And NPR today, this morning, dropped an article covering Chris Smalls, who we also saw in person in LA a few weeks back, and we talked about that on the pod. And what he's doing for the labor movement, and it sort of all ties together. The workers' rights movement that's happening, the quietly quitting, the consequential quietly firing when workers are standing up for their rights and all that. So yeah, let's pull that up.
For sure. Quietly quitting just like so triggers me. Like
Why?
I mean,
Why?
because
Tell me more.
I hate the terminology. It's like because
Why?
in my
Yeah.
mind, quiet quitting means you're doing the minimum. You never quit.
Can you tell me about that? What do you mean? Quietly
means
quitting
you're
means doing the
doing-
minimum.
Your responsibilities within your job. Nothing more. You're just doing your job. Is that not what quiet quitting is?
Quietly quitting. I thought it was just like people leaving their jobs. because they were, feeling exploited.
Okay, I need help. If that's the definition?
Let me consort with the Google real quick, because the article that I read was essentially saying that people are leaving their jobs.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the next phase of the Great Resignation. That one.
Oh, it's the people also ask very first one.
People also ask.
To put it simply, quiet quitting is about doing the bare minimum at work. Yeah, so
okay,
that's
you read
what
the
I
first
thought.
line. Keep going.
It's about doing only what's required of you without actually telling your boss you're leaving. That might mean finishing work on time every day, always taking a lunch break, or turning down projects that are outside of your job spec. So that's what I understood it as. And like, it's so insulting because it's like, you're going to put a negative spin on me just doing my job.
Then, yeah, so let me pull up the article, but go ahead. Keep explaining that, because I honestly
like,
don't understand that connection. Then it's not quitting at all.
I don't
so
think
I don't
it
know
is. That's why it's so triggering. It's like, you're not quitting at all. You're doing the job that you were hired for and like sticking to it. And like, it's not even
so you're doing your job.
Yeah. It's not even an adjective of whether or not you're doing your job well or not well. You're doing the things within your responsibilities and duties, and like being like made to feel guilty about that. Like, it's so annoying because it feels like this, like, I don't even have to think. Like, some boomer probably made up this terminology so that the younger people just can't win. Younger people, you will never win.
So it's like,
always be made to feel small.
Thanks for plugging me in. So I just want to reiterate what I'm hearing so that I can understand what quiet quitting is before we jump into the Chris Smalls article. Then, so what people are doing, they're saying no at work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, hey, current employee, would you do this other thing? And then you go, well, that's not in my job.
Mm-hmm.
That's not in my description.
Exactly.
And that's fair.
I think it should be, right? Like, if you're going to ask me to do something with outside of my purview, outside of my responsibilities, should I not then make more money since you're adding that to my responsibilities? Right.
So it's kind of the opposition to grind culture.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have to just constantly be producing, being productive. And that's how you measure your worth as an employee. Whereas it sounds like the new tide, the new trend is employees going, well, that's not really my responsibility and it's above my pay grade.
Yeah, no, it totally is. And like, it's just really annoying because for me personally, I feel like I have been, no, I shouldn't say just me. I think most young people are finding themselves in this type of conversation or seeing these terms directly apply to their to their life right now.
Yeah. I mean, I would see that. Totally. So quietly quitting, right? Really quitting, unionizing. What else are American workers up to? So quiet quitting, we just talked about, right? So it's that I'm just here to do my job, which is just weird and kind of like when I hear quiet quitting, I presumed it to be kind of what I did at work as a teacher. I, decided this is not what I wanted. And then I pursued something that was a bit different. And I quietly quit. You know what I mean? I put in my 2 weeks and I went my separate way and pursued something else. And that's what I interpret it to be. Especially with the quiet firing article that we read on the stream at my work stream, the way that quiet firings are happening. Did you see the viral video?
No, I need to know. Please.
So, man, I should have pulled it up. Actually, let me try. So there's a viral video right now about this guy who gets fired. And he wears a wig to his firing because apparently a lot of employers right now are doing big layoffs from like Bed Bath & Beyond, like just big companies. Let me see if I could pull this up. This is it. Please tell me you have the video here. Yes. Okay, perfect. Can we blow this up for... Yes, we can. Let's go. We did it, guys. All right, check it out.
Hi, Isaac. Can you hear me?
Let's do what happened here? Related video. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Context. Dude is invited to his firing. Okay.
Via Zoom. How fucking sad.
Okay, so yeah, Google Meets actually, not Zoom. he's got a Google Meet planned with his boss and a person from HR. And word on the street was they're doing a lot of firing. So this is that meeting, and it's. Oh no, baby.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, you can't even see
How's
him.
it going?
We hear you.
You
kinda
can't
see
even
him.
see him. He's
Appreciate
over
you
there.
joining.
Ugh.
Thank you so much. I've asked Jenny Bard from our VP team to join us.
Okay, well, you can't see it, and it's kind of a visual joke. But what he's doing is like diffusing the situation.
Mhm.
And this is a trend on TikTok. So there's a lot of these videos that they are, attempting to lighten the situation with the increase in firings that are happening right now.
For sure.
So I just thought it was funny. So when I hear quietly quitting, I just think about getting quietly fired. And Chris Smalls and this kind of work rights movement that's been also quietly happening in the background, revolving around unionizing work places. So
yeah.
a lot of stuff happening in the labor sector, you know. But yeah, it's exciting. Do you think it's exciting? Like, what's your take on all of this kind of commotion in the labor sector?
I mean, I think exciting, but like not in any positive way. It's very stressful, and I think even if you're not being affected by it, like someone who is. So, I mean, if you have any empathy, I'm sure you're stressed out. Just it being in the zeitgeist or being a meta, like this is completely unfair to people. And I think it's kind of cool that we're talking about it, but not enough people are. And I think it's all going to get swept under the rug.
Dude, I just realized I got my unionized shirt on right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not planned, actually.
I mean, we're in the bubble. And that's how it feels.
Yeah, we're
like
in a bubble.
The people who have these conversations for real, we're in a bubble, and it's hard to break out of that bubble and have people like actually like hear the reality of things.
Yeah, and I think that's what Chris Smalls is doing is so important for the labor rights movement as a whole. So if you don't know, Chris Smalls is an organizer. I always get the title wrong, but the president of the Amazon Union, or like, was it right? The president
of the Amazon Union.
So yeah, this is Chris Small. He's speaking at his Amazon labor union after winning a vote to form the company's very first unionized U.S. warehouse in Staten Island. And then after this big win, he's been on essentially a press tour of sorts to further kind of push this agenda forward for further unionization of warehouses in Amazon specific locations. So I thought it would be really cool to kind of just maybe find some positive, in this kind of crappy environment for labor rights.
I would love to see you try.
It's not all doom and gloom, baby. We're gonna try to uplift the vibes. Okay, so the article starts with how we work, when we work, and how much we work. It's all shifting on a scale not seen in decades. The pandemic left workspaces reimagined and workers changed. The number of job openings right now outnumber people looking for work almost 2 to 1. So we have a lot of jobs. And I'm assuming the pay is just not good, which is where that disconnect is coming from. Not a lot of people want these jobs. And last year, we saw a record exodus of workers and companies saying that they are still struggling to hire. I was one of those people that was part of the mass exodus. Millions have revalued what type of work they're willing to do for what type of pay or benefits and in what type of environment. On Labor Day, here's a snapshot of what's happening with American workers. Jobs are growing and workers are still quitting. Shocker, shocker. So despite the inflation and economic slowdown, the labor market remains tight. Employers kept adding jobs all summer, particularly in the food and retail. Layoffs have been confined to pockets of the economy, the tech sector, cryptocurrency, home buying, and to select companies like the Bed Bath & Beyond, which is kind of like a meme stock. I don't know if you... they've been really inflated with value right now, so they're on the verge of some other sorts of issues besides just hiring here. But most employers would rather hold on to workers, but too many have grappled with the short of staffing. So more than 4 million people quit their jobs each month for the past year, the highest number in decades.
Wild. I didn't know that.
So I'm not alone. But so let's just talk about that, right? I mean, before we jump into the rest of the article, that's kind of crazy numbers that we're talking here. 4 million people quitting their jobs each month for the past year, shifting their perspectives and values of what they want. You know, it's kind of nuts.
I think so. I mean, I would love to know what like the turnover rate is for different sectors. Just because when I see more than 4 million people quitting their job each month, I also think that we have to take into consideration like how many people are getting a job each month, because that's not 4 million people quitting and then just not working.
At its lowest number since the pandemic. If that helps kind of put into perspective these numbers a little bit.
So then it's pretty close to 4 million people also probably quitting their jobs to get a different job.
That does what, Nathan?
Pays them more.
And does what, Nathan? It makes them feel better.
Makes them feel better.
More valued, right?
For now.
Exactly, for now. And I've also seen various TikTok trends and read articles that say like job hopping is the best way to increase your wealth. Like your job is not going to pay you more money because of your loyalty. You sticking around in a job does not equate to the benefits that it used to mean for like Gen X.
Totally. I think loyalty is well, I shouldn't say loyalty. I think relying on loyalty is it doesn't work anymore. You can't, there's no growth in a place. You can't stay somewhere and work your way up.
I mean, I'm sure there's some careers, right?
Maybe.
Again, and I think that even that term career.
But that used to be the norm, I feel like, is that you could stay somewhere, work your way up, or even stay somewhere long enough.
The idea of meritocracy, right? That idea is dying, I think.
Yeah. And I think the only way of growth is now to just hop. You have to hop, whether it be from a different industry or to a different job within the same industry. But that's the only way you're going to increase your prices or increase your wages.
Yeah. And I think the truth in that is meritocracy is dead and nepotism is hot, baby. It's who you know, right? It's who can help you. And, you know, I think that's just what it is right now, you know?
I think so too.
Okay, well, this article is maybe going to be crossing me a bit, but they're claiming it's not all about the money, it's about the workers' well-being. So I guess there's a little give and take, obviously. We're mentioning that. So while millions are quitting, others have felt emboldened to fight for change, from baristas to warehouse staffs to the frontline nurses. More workers are filing charges of unfair labor practices against their employees or staging walkouts and strikes. They're demanding not just higher wages, but improvements to safety and well-being. Longer breaks, more paid leave, more control over their schedules and their environment. Yeah.
Well, I see this. And the TikTok fueled concept of quiet quitting has stormed into the summertime work conversations. My first instinct is CIA op.
Wait, what?
Is that an op?
No,
is that
dude.
an op?
Wait,
why is quiet quitting like a TikTok trend? Why was that a concept on TikTok?
Huh. So like why? Because anything that's a trend is either coming from black people or Zoomers, right?
I distrust anyone who uses the term quiet quitting. Like, why are you using that? Like, it has intention and like omission built into the term. You know what I mean? Because it's not quitting. Quiet quitting. It's antithetical to its own like title. Like, we just read the definition earlier, and it has nothing to do with actually quitting. It's just doing your job. It could turn into quitting. Yes, it could turn into quitting if that's like what you need to do to get higher wages. But I don't think that quiet quitting is...
Hashtag hot labor summer. Love that. Sorry. Hot girl summer.
But I get peeved by this term.
Yeah.
It's really bugging me.
I don't like the term either because it's just confusing in nature. Like, why do you need to call it that? It's not because it's quitting that grind culture. I'm telling you, man, it's because you're quitting being the most productive that you can in hopes to, like, you know, get better compensation and a better work environment, the corner office, right? You know what I mean? To make waves at work. And that's not how it happens anymore. Like I said, it's all about who you know. And that's why usually people that are hired that are newer than you will make the same amount of money or more. You know what I mean? It's because you're not getting increases. That's what happens as a laborer, right? It comes down to that.
I agree.
But yeah, that's a trend on TikTok. I wish it was called something else. Biggest American brands are getting their first unions as sort of this pushback. I think quietly quitting, I'm going back to this because it's like what it really means is just doing what you were hired to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are just saying, I don't get paid enough to do what I was hired to do. So like, I'm barely going to do that. And then I'm leaving. Like, I want to leave it at the office, and more power to you, dude. So yeah, let's see. The article does continue about labor organizations and how they declared in mid-2022 a hashtag hot labor summer. Petitions to form a union that are almost 60% compared to last year, continuing a reverse and long-running decline in union interest. Many of these labor workers are in food, retail, coffee shops, and nonprofits, media, and tech. Labor experts say more women, and particularly women of color, are leading the charge. Unions have won first-time victories at big name companies like Amazon, REI in New York, and Apple Store in Maryland, Trader Joe's in Massachusetts and Minnesota, Chipotle in Michigan, and of course Starbucks, where more than 200 stores nationwide have unionized in the last year. Let's go, unions, baby!
Very, very
Collective
slowly but surely.
Oh man, dude, I love the way old people talk about this. Because I think it's something that we can all get behind. Like, my mom's a boomer, I think, right? Because she's like the last year of boomers. She was born in 1964.
I think that's
I think it's
X?
either the last year of boomers and the first year of Gen X. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's right there on the cusp.
Border.
The way she talks about unions, like, I love it. It's the one thing that we have in common. She lives in Pennsylvania, and I think this is like, it has that potential to bridge the gap, just like, debt relief for student loans. Like, it affects so many people that it's just not so ideologically, specific. And I just love the fact that unions are having a comeback. It's so dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just hope it's lasting. I feel like in American history, we've had like eras of unions, but then like times change and then it gets peeled back even further. I still like I'm like cautious of the future. 2024 is not that far off, and I think America is becoming way more fascist than democratic.
I would agree. But culturally, like, the sentiment, I guess I was trying to maybe like, remember, my goal here is to uplift, right? I'm trying to make you feel better. So like, that is my goal.
Fair,
I see you dooming out. I
know. I'm glad that you're here because I am all
let
doom.
me try. Okay. So let me try. I don't want to get too historical here, but when, in teaching school, they teach you kind of about the history of where like the pedagogy of how we learn came about. And school really happened in the late 1800s, mid 1800s, when we had that industrial revolution boom. And we wanted to train the young masses to take on these trade jobs, right? Which is kind of why we have the rows of desks and the way that they are, to simulate how it would be in a factory, working independently on one task at a time. And when I see unions coming back, I think about the Industrial Revolution and how the work week was a thing, was made a thing because of these future occurrences that were happening back then. Yeah. So I really just want to hold on to hope that the new things that are happening now, the boom of unions, we'll see really good things come out of this. Do you believe me? Do you believe the hope I mean? No. Okay.
But I mean, I am like,
I want to be optimistic.
I am hopeful. I do feel your positivity, and I really do hope I'm wrong. Not that I'm like calling it. I don't want to say that I have the foresight to call anything. I'm just saying the vibe I get, and I'm doom pilled, black pilled. I really don't think that anything's going to get solved.
And I don't want to belittle your worries, because they're real, right? Companies will always try to squash the little guy and minimize any bargaining efforts that their labor force will ever try to cultivate. And I totally see that. I just want to believe, I want to believe. That's all.
But I appreciate your understanding, because like, It's
Yeah, no, I hear you. I
yeah.
do. I see your concerns, and I won't stop talking about the positive things that could happen with unionization.
It could be a bit of a cope. Maybe I'm just coping.
Maybe
You know,
I'm coping,
I'd rather
dude. No,
like
I'm probably
because if I think about it as though it's negative, and then it does become negative, like, oh, you didn't get me. You know, I'm still mentally solid. Like, we're good. Like, you didn't get me.
Well, I guess we'll end with this sentiment from the NPR article, right? Union membership does still remain low, Nathan. Support is at a 57-year high, though, so it's something positive there. Only 10% of U.S. workers belong to a union in early 2022. And at the same time, the level of public support for unions has been growing for the last decade. This summer, specifically, 71% of Americans told Gallup that they approve of unions, which we haven't seen that sort of, that support since 1965. Labor experts say that the support is even higher with young people potentially growing a new generation of organizers.
Okay. My final thought is very black-pilled, so I do apologize.
Okay, well, hold on.
Oh, you want to leave it on a positive?
I do. So could you try to just say something that you are hopeful for about labor efforts after your doomer pill thing?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
They probably won't be related, but I will leave us on one positivity.
Yeah.
But my thought was, even though we're at a like 57-year high unionization, okay, but the way that conservatives work within our political system is they don't have the majority of voters to win a popular vote. So they found
say it again.
They don't have a majority of voters.
Who's that again?
Conservatives.
Okay, I'm with you. Sorry.
So the conservatives do not have a majority of voters to ever win a popular vote. So what have they done? They gerrymandered, they redlined, they found ways around the system, the Electoral College, to win, even though democratically majority vote, they would not win. So I do think when it comes down to labor laws and labor movements,
Republicans are smarter than us
and will use something. I can't predict what that will be yet, but they will use something to game the system so that even though you have unions, even though that you have labor movements, they will still be able to control that system to the benefit of the very few.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of weird though. Like, I would say that those with money will always be more conservative because they need to protect their capital, right? And I think those with power just naturally are more conservative. Therefore, the institutions that we have to operate in as laborers will always then be just a little bit more conservative. So I do agree with you. Now, say one thing that you're hopeful for.
I am hopeful that as we, as a nation, dig ourselves deeper into this pit, that we embrace democratic socialism. I think that if young people are willing and open to unionization and labor movements,
more
that they're also
nets.
Going to be more open to voting and advocating for social safety nets, progressive viewpoints, and more equitable laws and directions, I guess.
Good. Okay, I like that. Thank you. That's kind of optimistic. It's not so copium either. Like the future, is the next generation or whatever. But like,
well,
I appreciate
you've
that.
got two spectrums, right?
Yeah.
We could dive deeper, or we could turn things around.
I like that,
and I really do hope that we do turn things around. I think a sign is we have to go, or not that we have to. We don't have to. I think that a symptom of going deeper down the into like a perverted capitalism is going to press people to be more democratically socialist.
Yeah, out of necessity as well, because the social safety nets, while required for many now, would be almost required for all. You know what I mean? Like the more it progresses and that gap widens.
I think so. But before, I know you have a thought on the tip of your tongue, but I was hoping I could take a bathroom break really quick. It's getting hard for me to think.
We're going to take a bathroom break and we'll be right back.
Vape Niche? Vape Nish.
You just dropped it. We're back. We're back. See, we paused it for you. You didn't have
Old
to wait.
H3 meme.
We back, baby. And we were talking about labor efforts and labor rights movements and all of that, and kind of like Chris Small specifically, and the unionized efforts that are happening all across America. And then
It kind of brings me up to this topic of like a video that my neighbor sent me.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Was we also I have the opposite kind of perspective too. That would, I guess, argue against quiet quitting.
Well, so my neighbor and I were having a conversation. It was prompted by I was talking about my day at the middle school, and I was talking about how a student had threatened a teacher.
Which just happens all the
Yeah,
time.
it happens all the time.
Middle schoolers.
And I was just, talking about it. I wasn't saying anything negative, anything positive.
Just
I
kind of
guess
hashing your day.
Yeah, just hashing my day. He asked me how my
Yeah.
day was. I was talking about it. But somehow we got down to, talking about Leah Thomas, the trans woman swimmer. And
What?
yeah, I have no idea how we got there. Like he totally brought it up unprompted in that topic. But I mean, definitely prompted. We were having a conversation. It just came out of nowhere for me. And then he said he was going to send me a video. He said it was going to be long, but he had a video he wanted to share with me, and this is the video. And I watched it immediately. And I watched the entire thing, and it was rough.
We have the video.
Yeah. Can I actually give some more context to it before we
please.
play
I'm just
it?
going to scrub around real
Okay,
quick.
cool.
Keep talking.
So yeah, it gets way more juicy in the bottom half.
Okay, I was going to say, this is a long video.
But this guy, right, is a...
Oh shit, he's talking about arming teachers. Sorry, the captions are on. I'm so sorry. I'm going to stop.
He actually is. He's advocating for not arming teachers.
Not
he's
arming them.
actually
Oh, cool. That's
advocating
cool.
that
I
the
like that.
cops are not responsible for protecting you. So
that's wild.
So if you, they're not here. They have no responsibility to protect you or your family. You,
isn't
as
their
the
motto?
man, have to protect your family.
But what if like you're gay?
No. It's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility.
But
No,
I'm
no.
not a man.
Well, obviously, you got to
My
go get
wife's-
yourself a man.
My
Then.
wife's not a man.
Nope, you got to
I
get
got
yourself
you.
a man.
You're my man.
All right, I'll fucking protect you, bro. You see me. I got you.
You did
I
open
got
my door
you.
for me the other day, and I
did.
appreciate that.
I hope that kid is going to Italy. I really do. I hope my $5 got him there.
Okay, inside baseball. You got to subscribe to the Patreon that we don't have. No.
But yeah, so this guy,
He looks cool though.
yeah,
He looks cool.
I did a deep dive on his channel.
Dude, I just opened up a tab actually, like as you were talking about him. and
He's a
his school.
Wrangler.
Yeah,
and the way he describes
ADHD.
Wrangler is someone who works with and takes care of horses, specifically, and his avenue is specifically in guiding. So almost like a tourism route. He guides people through nature on horseback.
It's kind
And
of hot.
it was super cool. And
That's awesome.
it's really weird having to see his videos then dive into this like second culture of like manosphere / like politics.
hustle grind or
Even
something?
though he prefaces the video that he says he's not going to get into politics. This is not a politics video.
Okay.
Yet he contradicts
All right.
himself the entire video, bringing up every political themed thing that happened in the last like half year.
All right, so his summary of his own video, in his words, is: we have to stop blaming each other for our life situations. Bad things happen, but it's our reaction to them is what makes the difference. So let's watch a little bit of the video, and we'll react, and maybe our reaction will make a difference. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Okay, leftist audio. What is that, dude? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
I have some difficult news to share. I know obviously you saw Robert's note earlier this month.
I don't think
and
this is the video.
I was gonna say, what who's talking in the background right now? What's going on? What's happening?
So quite frankly, I don't care what the laws are. I mean, to
Okay.
the point, the laws,
His audio is actually very nice.
It's very crispy, that's why-
rich, Very
yeah.
rich.
to a degree, don't take this too far, but to a degree, the laws don't matter anymore. Because the people who write the laws
Dude, Pog, based. What?
don't follow the laws. The people
I
who
love that.
enforce the laws don't follow the laws. The judges
This man is based? What are you talting about? This man is based.
Just wait.
ignore the laws.
Just
The
wait.
district attorneys
You can
ignore
be
the laws
based.
as it applies to them. And so ultimately, in the end, regardless of what the law is, regardless of what's on the book somewhere, regardless of what the government says, I'm going to protect my wife physically, and I'm going to see that we have the means and the experience and knowledge and the education to protect ourselves.
If you're wondering why he's talking so fast, I actually sped it up because
Actually, couldn't even notice.
he talks like this.
He's got a great voice. I'll give him that. Like, it was very easy to just listen.
Because it's not
Yeah, but if you're wondering, that's why. Okay, so
the responsibility of the police to protect us. And it wasn't the responsibility of armed school teachers to protect my children in school. If I look at the public...
That's a crazy concept.
Yeah, it is. It gets crazier. It gets way crazier.
Let's go then.
School system today, and I look at what's coming out of that school system. The complete lack of education, the complete lack of morals, the complete lack of a sense of responsibility, a complete lack of a sense of civic duty, a complete lack of safety. And I put my child in that environment, and something happens to that child mentally, emotionally, or physically, it's my fault. It's my fault.
Okay. So he's a sovereign citizen of sorts. Is that what the vibe is? A little bit.
I mean, he doesn't explicitly say that, but he is a very much like libertarian vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, he goes on later, or maybe it was even in the beginning, but he says things like, if you can't afford gas, it's your fault. If you can't afford to live, that's your fault. You made bad choices in your life, and your choices led you to the circumstances that you find yourself in now, which seems to me to be very reductionist, because I think that this guy probably has a very specific person in mind, but that very specific person in mind is a very small segment of people living in the United States, and it's very selective. And so he's complaining about a demographic that is so small, so insignificant, that I don't think saying these words means anything.
No, but he's also in that if he's holding true to his principle. With that said, then his daughter who attends school then
All seven of them?
deserves to die. Like,
I mean,
if someone decided to shoot up, like it's.
I think it's worse. I think he's saying,
I don't understand.
If his child dies, it's his fault for putting them in that situation. But I think
okay.
I think it's
That's weird.
reductionist in the sense of like, you live in a society and you're relying on the society to not kill your child, and I think that is something that you should expect, you know.
So
in
what,
a
I'm gonna give this
society.
man like maybe 2.5 more minutes.
Okay.
Because I don't know if he's all there.
You need to stand up and be a man. There ain't many of us left, but stand up and be a man. If you can't pay your bills, it's your fault.
It's
Now,
your
that's
fault.
harsh. And there are rare circumstances where that's not so. But for the most part, if you made foolish and unwise and irresponsible financial decisions, that's your fault. It is not the government's fault to forgive your student loan debt. It's been clear for several years that college education is not the best way to go out and make a lot of money. But we decided to go get a big student loan, go to college, party, and drink, and sleep around, and get a degree that is either going to be obsolete.
It's very selective.
He made college sound so fun. Like, I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Pog.
Well, and like my contention is that even though I mean,
there's
like,
an argument against it. You know what I mean? Like that, he just made it sound cool.
yeah, like
That's awesome.
I really like, yeah. Sorry, let's just keep going.
Again, I'm gonna give this man 1 more minute.
in 5 years, or was obsolete 200
It's a positive stream today.
years ago, and go out and try to get a job, and we can't even make a living, much less pay back our student loan debt. So we stand there and wring our hands and demand that the government is responsible for it, and they forgive our debts, and we don't pay it. We decide we've got to have that vacation, we've got to have that
As he sits on his probably inherited farm.
jet ski, we've got to have this, and we've got to have that. So we run up our credit cards, and then when there's a war breaks out around the world and there's not enough wheat coming into this country, and fuel prices and food prices roll, then we wring our hands and we point at Putin and say it's Putin's fault that we can't pay our bills. No, it's our fault we can't pay our bills because we were irresponsible with our money.
The individual citizen is actually responsible for our export crisis.
Yeah.
What?
This is, and like,
That's crazy.
It's so tough because like,
All right, I'm done with this guy, but I'm just gonna slide the media to the side there.
it's just tough because it's like, I know there are other people out there. There are young people out there. If you're watching and you have family, you have friends, you have neighbors, older, people who are sending you these life advice videos. So sorry. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know why they're sending them to you. They probably are subtly, maybe they're quietly trying to tell you something. Quietly talking, not quietly quitting.
So what do you think the neighbor, right? Because again, your neighbor did send you that guy and he was like, hey, check this out. I think, this will do a better job at explaining my take here. What do you think he was ultimately hoping your takeaway would be from that then?
That's my question too. My takeaway from the video was nothing, honestly, because I didn't...
maybe a lesser view of your neighbor.
Yeah. Well, right?
Because assuming this is what he believes, your neighbor
I
believes,
I would say not lesser in a negative way. It's more like less...
I definitely have a lesser view of your...
I know less about my neighbor. Like, it's
Wait, what? I know more about your neighbor.
It's made me have more questions than like answers. Like the things that I thought of immediately after finishing the video were 3 questions. 1, have you watched the video? Like, have you watched the full video is what I would ask him. 2, what did you get out of the video? And then 3, what did you think I would get out of the video? And that's what I will probably talk to him about the next time I see him. I'll ask him those 3 questions, and he's super chill. So I don't think that it would be that big of an issue. I don't think he's gonna like feel attacked or anything. He's like a very chill person. I've had very wonderful conversations with him, so I don't feel uncomfortable asking those questions. But like, I didn't really identify with anything in the video. I disagreed with a lot of the concepts of the video, but the positivities I did find are that this guy really knows how to talk about wrangling. This guy knows shit about saddles I never knew. He knows things about like form over function for winter riding. That's the video I've developed this formula. If I see a video of a guy giving me really bad life advice, I check out the rest of the channel to find one video that I can like about the person, if that makes sense. So like, I did watch this video and then immediately go to one of his earlier videos that was strictly about horses. And the guy knows...
Are you a horse girl?
I'm not, but I was trying to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to like...
you're a horse girl. You sound really interested in the saddles.
I would say this. If I had the opportunity to go horseback riding, I'd take it up.
Fuck yeah.
I would do it.
Fair enough. That's fair.
And I would want to.
Yeah.
I ride bikes all the time, so I feel like my gooch is probably like ready to ride a horse.
Yeah, and I think horse riding would be one of the few activities that would require like movement on my end and like action that I'd probably partake in that too.
For sure.
It's one of those things.
I'm not doing any jumping. No horse jumping. I'll horse walk though.
Wait, you mean like gallop?
Or yeah, gallop.
Trot?
Yeah, but I don't want to like jump over things with a horse. That looks so scary, so dangerous. But like
I'm just
walking through nature,
you on a horse.
I want to picture it too.
Oh, if you could see my brain. Oh man, you know what the FBI saw a lot of?
Nice transition. They saw a lot of redacted documents.
They sure did, and then some really cool articles. So we're not gonna go in depth here, about the raid at Mar-a-Lago too much. But what has come out post raid has really caused the internet to just have fun stuff. Okay, like there's a lot of fun stuff that has been consequently made from this raid. So we have Twitter posts that I really want to check out, some good responses. We have some articles I want to look at that have been compiled since information has come out. It's too much information to go through, so we're just gonna have fun with it. Is that okay?
Yeah. It's got illustrations. I'm a picture person. Let's look at the pictures.
It does. So just a brief summary here, right? If you don't know, the FBI has seized documents, a lot of documents from Mar-a-Lago, which is Trump's home, Trump, the previous president. A lot of fun, yada, yada, yada. Okay.
They raided my home, unprompted. They had no right.
So essentially what I want to do is a little bit of a Hogwatch and get kind of gauge and put our thumb on the pulse of these, what's going on. So
look at my hog over there.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to do a little... So this is, again, a New York Times article illustrating the amount of documents and the categories of documents that were taken away from Donald Trump's home in Florida at his Mar-a-Lago home. So this is not scrolling. That's funny. Okay, here we go. So from his office, right, there's these 3 documents. And again, it just gets better. So as we continue scrolling, they start illustrating a little more about what documents look like. So it's marked in blue, and that's where these blue documents are. So they're color-coded. I love a good color-coded visual. I think it's phenomenal. So let's keep scrolling. You'll see the piles get smaller and get larger, okay? So this came from his office, right? We have 357 other government documents, one of which was confidential, one of which was marked secret. Okay, so just documents. These are all representing the actual documents that were taken away. Okay?
Whoa, how did that one get in there? I didn't know.
This one's just funny, dude. He took 68 magazines and newspapers. Why? Dude, that's such an old man thing to do.
I guarantee you all 68 of those magazines were about him.
Really? I was thinking at least 4 were like Playboy or something.
Only if he was mentioned. They mentioned me in this article, and they made me look very good, guys.
Dude, you're doing that too good. Okay? So, again, when you see blue, it's confidential. When you see red, it's secret. And then the others are just other, okay? But
folks, China!
Look at some of these, though. I think it's so cool. I love a good, like, graph, a visual. Dude, it reminds me of, like, that grain of salt video when it tries to explain what $1 billion looks like with, like, grains instead.
One article of clothing.
What? From where? Like, there's more questions. I love it, dude. More media, more like newspaper, dude. Empty folders marked return to staff. Like, why, dude? Like, he's such a hoarder. He's such a hoarder, bro. Like, what is this? Like, okay. 67 more magazines. Like, these are separate containers. Like, why is he like, he's like the grandpa that finds trash on the road and is just like, no, this will be important one day. No, it's not, man. It probably won't, dude. More magazines. Get all these.
Oh my God.
And again, these are all individual containers or sections of documents that were collected. What a fun illustration, dude.
It keeps going. We're not even like at the bottom yet.
I'll go faster. Look at this, dude. It's endless. That's just fun. That's just fun art. That is art in action.
We've got to defund the FBI, folks.
That is art making.
Look at all the shit they took from my house.
Brother.
I had them all categorized in boxes. They said do not touch. And they put their fucking hands on it. We can't keep America great because America was never great. We've got to make America great, folks.
My face hurts. Stop.
I can't believe I'm getting so good at the Donald Trump voice.
Only late. But so, there obviously what I wanted to talk about was the responses that came of this, including Donald Trump's own responses to this. So he had his first rally, I believe, just 2 days ago or last night. I'm lost with time nowadays. 2 days ago. Yeah. Okay. So he came out and he said some really fun stuff. So I thought we could watch a few.
Oh no,
clips.
wait, maybe it was yesterday. 18 hours.
I think it was. Was it yesterday or two?
Everything's blurring together.
Yeah, very soon though. So let's just watch a few of these clips and check out some of these responses because, dude, they will make you smile.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say a lot of China because he hits it so good in the speech.
Stop, dude. All right, let's get to it.
14 people were shot last weekend in Philadelphia. 14. And
is Trump talking or me?
Go out and check.
Is that Trump or me?
Stop. Dude, you're the worst.
Philadelphia, 14. And the fake news will go out and check. Oh, that's a lot of fake news. Whoa. That's a lot of fake news.
It's Newsmax. Like, what the fuck? Wow. Isn't that like his guys? Newsmax?
I thought we liked Trump news. Trump TV? Is it Trump TV that's coming out?
They'll go out and check the facts.
They'll go out and check the facts, dude. So read the Chiron here. Listen to what Trump is saying. This is MAGA in a nutshell. So the Chiron says, check your heart out in 2 minutes, but keep watching it.
This is 750 carjackings this year. Anybody have a nice car? Because you're not going to have it long. There have been
New
more
Dr.
than
Oz
750
just dropped.
So this was for Dr. Oz, right? I believe he was. This is in Pennsylvania. Biden and Trump were both in Pennsylvania at the same time. But so this is one I really wanted us to watch in full. It's 51 seconds, but it's Trump airing his grievances about the way the FBI approached raiding his Mar-a-Lago home, in which he mentions his son.
They rifled through the First Lady's closet, drawers, and everything else.
Okay, I'm sorry. I said I wanted to watch it in full. Is he saying drawers? Like things you pull out as a drawer?
I think
or is he
so.
saying draws as in like her underwear?
I think he meant drawers,
I think
but
he
I
did,
think he's
right?
implying that they were going
They
through her
rifled
underwear, though.
through
Weird.
the First Lady's closet, drawers, and everything else. And even did a deep and ugly search of the room of my 16-year-old son,
He doesn't give a shit about his son.
leaving everything they touched in far different condition than it was when they started. Can you believe it? The FBI and the Justice Department have become vicious monsters, controlled by radical left scoundrels, lawyers, and the media who tell them what to do, you people right there, and when to do it.
Yeah, it's just wild, dude. Okay, so this is how it all relates, by the way. So he says that, right? And he goes, yeah, they went all through like Melania's like rooms and like my son's room, meow, meow, me this, me that. And then a flood of tweets started pointing out why this might have happened. And if this were to be true, many people, including Palmer Report and I believe NBC was one, they were just saying there had to be a reason, which means if it did, there was a suspicion that Donald Trump was hiding documents in his loved ones' rooms.
I would not put it past him. I think he totally would do this. I think he did do this. And like, this is some five-head thinking because it would never have crossed my mind. I would not have thought like, he intentionally did that, but that's totally his MO.
So, I mean, just think about it, though. That means that if what he's saying is true, he's admitting that they had reason to believe that he has been hiding things everywhere.
Caught in 4K, dude.
Like a true hoarder. This man is a hoarder, dude. He hoards. He goes, I'm running out of room, son.
Strategic hoarder.
Can I put some of these classified docs next to the PS5, brother? Like, what? That's nuts, man.
Which one are you again? Baron, put this under your pillow for me, bud. Okay?
Good stuff on the internet, though, dude.
The FBI has raided Baron's room, but not Hunter's.
So good. And the Hogwatch isn't going to end with Trump. I know he leads the pack, but man, the minions are running wild again. And Michelle, living blue Texas, has got the receipts, my friend.
Oh, dude, do you know the artist Yeet?
Yeet?
Yeah, Yeet.
No. Like yeeting something across the room?
Yeah,
or...
YEAT.
Okay,
He's
not
got
like
a song called Rich Minion. I think it would be DMCA-able, I'm sure, but...
Is it your hype song?
I think for watching Hogs, we should. But we probably can play it right now.
Get some background tracks going or something?
Yeah. It's so good. They gave me $1 million for this song is one of the lyrics.
Dude. All right, dude. Let's get some Hogwatch in. We're gonna be rounding out our pod soon, so let's have some fun at the end.
You can fuck around and find
you may make it through the snakes, snares, and alligators, but once you get to the gate, you out.
What is this?
You can fuck around and find
What a good-looking fella.
It's just the guy looking so cool with the snake.
That's my guy over
And
there.
fuck Biden. Oh, shit, dude. He's so cool.
Fuck Joe Brandon, am I right?
All right. Come on now. All right. Look at these captions too. I love Michelle, dude. Shout out to Michelle. Just really doing God's work here, right? This guy used to huff a lot of paint in the 90s. This is the end result.
Say what's up, TikTok? We back at it. Just watched the Trump rally. And if anybody can come on here and tell the exact truth, the absolute truth, and say that you can watch a Trump rally and listen to him talk, and you can watch Biden have a small speech and listen to him talk, and you can't tell the difference between someone that's telling the truth and someone that's for the American people, and then there's someone...
Yo, you can see the gears turning in his brain, hurting, trying to make connections here. He's just struggling.
He's
man.
speaking off the cuff.
Listen, you can tell like something's not connecting. My man's brain hurts.
Telling absolute lies, that's quoting words and putting them in sentences.
Sentences.
He's quoting words and then putting them words into sentences. He's out here talking.
That rappers...
It looks like he has the one ring around his neck too. What is this Frodo Baggins ass shit?
Use. Just go back and listen to what Biden said. Go back and listen to his whole speech.
And he's calling him Biden because of Obama, right?
Old bungler.
He used some of the words in the Black Eyed Peas, one of their rap songs.
Let's get it started.
And he turned it into almost a paragraph.
He said he yoinked and twist. He cheated.
He's a lead bug.
You can't look and tell the difference of what is really going on.
He doesn't even know what's going on, let alone what's wrong with what's going on.
Then do your research. For all those people that see what's going on, I'm not talking to you. I know that there is a whole lot more people that knows and can see what's going on other than there's not that many people.
Yeah, that made sense.
That can't see. But there are some.
Wait, what? He made my brain hurt.
Not opening their eyes
I need help. He's not clarifying or quantifying what the articles are.
We need a chud translator of sorts.
Yes,
what we need.
do.
And I know that they can't see through what's going on, but there is a lot of full-blooded Democrats that do see what's going on. But they don't say that they know because they're scared that in their community they're going to get frowned upon. They're going to get kicked to the side.
They're trying to cancel me, folks. Can you believe that?
Yo, I'm loving the brain hurting. Okay, this is great. Oh man, dude, let's continue. There's only a few more.
As a reminder.
So these were all sort of like post the rally, so it's just beautiful content.
Oh, Chud reacts.
It's the best.
Oh, I'm a good
well, Joe, just so you know,
what I am. And for the liberal nation,
I
give a damn.
Have a small penis.
Okay, what is happening in the background? Did you hear that?
It sounded like music. He's probably playing something on a stereo, maybe?
It sounds like a joke song.
Oh, I'm a good
well, Joe, just so you...
It sounds like he's singing. It sounds like he sung his own background music.
That's one way to avoid the DMCA.
Yeah, dude, here. I'm just going to sing my own background track.
You know?
What I am. And for the liberal nation,
Asphalt Cowboy 36.
I'm what you would consider a MAGA patriot.
Sounds like him.
I know it's backwards, but it says unapologetic American.
Hey, hold my banjo. I gotta speak off the cuff.
What is that?
Funny.
Oh, it's the Constitution. He's got the Constitution, dog.
Oh,
no,
it is a Constitution. It's backwards.
It says. Oh, brother.
I was thinking like San Diego University or something. I don't know. I was like, I'm going to college. I'm going to college to drink,
Bro,
sleep around.
Confederate flag, dog. He's got a Confederate flag. This man.
Oh my God.
He's ready, dude.
He got the bars and the stars.
Yeah, dude.
That's my America.
Oh.
What's that?
Look at that hard cut. He has editing skills. Did you see that?
New flag.
That was pretty
New flag
cool.
to him.
That was a good editing right there. All right.
Censored speech is not free speech.
I love my founding fathers and share their view of rights.
I'm pretty sure that's him in the background.
Working men and women
I mean, I think you might be right. I think you might be right.
Cause we know what freedom stands for.
Right there. If you don't know what the black
Mirror your video,
flag
coward.
is, look it up.
Mirror your video, coward.
Everyone thinks they look better with the inverted cam.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a thing that people believe that they look better in an inverted cam because it resembles that of a mirror, which you see yourself in every day.
Yeah, but like that's not how other people see you.
No, which is why it's like a false illusion.
Yeah.
Why you're so comfortable with the way you look inverted.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like inverting so that everyone can see me the true way.
Yeah, that's why I like recording too. A lot of people invert their recordings too.
Well, and like, how are you gonna read my shirt, or how are you gonna read like the fucking Constitution? It's backwards, dude.
You might think it's U.S. San Diego or something.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, these guys are brain broken. Oh, he's got a vape pen. He's high too.
Oh, that's my American right there, mustard.
Fake president. I listened to your speech and proud to be one of the Republican voters that you're so afraid of. You need to be. Because there are 1,195 million of us that are coming for you.
1,195 million?
It's like half the population.
Wait, hold on. 1,195 million.
I think he's saying it wrong. I think he means 111.
No, I'm just trying to envision that number. Like, what is he talking about? Who's that 1,100 million? I don't understand.
Oh, I think he means like there's 1,100 of us like conservatives.
Oh.
And we
million.
are
Okay.
all...
That's not right. I swear to God, it's only 45 million, right? It's like the same amount of people that qualified for the... I just read the statistic somewhere. That's why I've just it's in my head right now. But I swear to God, it was like 70 million or something like that. Like it was,
I'm sure. I
this
feel
number's
like
just wrong. I'm just sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
way
the
off.
number's wrong for
Yeah,
sure.
wrong.
You're right.
honored.
Maybe he's talking about military forces. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, we're going.
You know what could help us understand this video more?
A Chud translator?
No, I was gonna say if he mirrored his video.
To uphold
I can't read
it's
anything.
Inverted. It's fucking inverted.
Yeah.
This one's inverted too.
and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and
my
unto the
rights.
republic for which the flag stands, and that's what we're gonna do. We're coming for you.
He looks like he's about to blow. Like, you know, his blood pressure, his face is very puffy, and like every time he opens his eyes, I get a little worried.
You ain't gonna see it. You ain't gonna hear it. It's gonna be over before you know it. So get ready. All you Illuminati, New World Order, all of you, we're coming for you. And we ain't gonna stop till you're all gone.
Oh, that's his O face? He's coming. He's coming.
Right for us. So, all right, when we got, I think 2 more here, but I mean, they're good. These are good, man. Again, Michelle, shout out.
Hey, Sunday Fun Day.
I'm in Jesus and he's in me, and I'm going through.
Yep.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah, honey. The wind will blow, the rain will fall.
Yep.
But glory to God, honey, you're steadfast. I shall not be moved. I will not be moved. Glory to God. Be ye steadfast. Unmovable, always abounding. Ain't no looking around. I'm in Jesus and he's
You know what I have to say to that? Hallelujah! I'm quiet quitting. I ain't doing nothing but that's outside my responsibilities or my duties. Hallelujah! God praise me! Ah, my new job! Ah!
Jesus Christ, dude. Sorry about that audio if you're still listening to the pod. Oh, man, dude. All right, so this guy, I did pre-watch this one, but
Oh
I'll
my
let you
gosh,
watch it.
y'all people, y'all don't see it coming. A 63 is coming before November. A 63 is coming before November. I see it. I feel it.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now.
Can't let it go on.
Yeah, brother. He's talking about the 1963 assassination of JFK.
So is he advocating for the assassination
I don't
of Joe
think he's,
Biden?
no, hold
or
on. I
is
want to
he
clarify.
saying,
I don't
okay.
think he's. Nope. I didn't hear
JFK
any
is coming
language.
back.
Nope.
No.
Well, what?
That's a
Hold on.
conservative belief is that
Fuck.
JFK is actually still around and he's going to come back and he's going to save the nation.
So was Tupac.
Supposedly.
Dude, Tupac is. Dude, he was awesome.
He
Did
was
you
so
catch
base.
those clips?
I've
Holy
seen those
shit.
clips prior to having seen them on the stream. And he has so many good takes. And it's crazy that he died so young because he had those takes at 24. And I
Yeah,
wish
dude, that-
people also had
I looked dead ass at my wife last night when we were watching those clips of Tupac just be super based about like capital and stuff. And I looked at him, I was like, dude, the CIA took out this man. I always thought that was just kind of like a meme, you know, like the CIA killed Tupac or whatever, but like
they killed
100%.
MLK too.
100%.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I'm not joking. Like, I genuinely believe that. Side note, I love that. But anyway.
Well, nightly harassment by the CIA almost every night.
Dude, look, he's got his like TikTok, Facebook tag too. He's out here like promoting himself. This is grind culture.
Twitter, do you thing?
I got a fed out here, yanking on one of my cables here, ripping it out. So I got to come back and repair it. But that's what they do in my life, just harassment. Nightly harassment.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let's back it up and read the sign together as a family. What do you think this...
something closed, used, exposed, something...
Manslaughter,
something cover up.
Yes, but he's being harassed.
Specifically from the CIA.
Okay, dude. All right, last one. Here it is. I believe this is the last one.
JFK.
I gotta tell you all this, folks. If you're a Democrat, I've stopped doing business with you. That's right. I will not do business with any Democrats. As a matter of fact, if you're a Democrat, I really want you to unfriend me. I really, really do. It'll make a lot easier for me when the time comes for you know what. So, I've stopped doing business with my doctors. I stopped doing business with my...
That's not a good idea, fam.
No, let him do his thing.
No, not with his face melting like that. He should see a doctor. He shouldn't just abandon them.
Nope.
Dog's doctor.
Do not come.
And I've also stopped doing business with a few people that actually told me they're a Democrat. That's right, folks. I'm done with you. Unfriend me now. It'll make it a lot easier for me in the future.
Youngest Republican.
He is very sad. You know, he wants to create a safe space for him and his fellow conservative snowflakes. So no Democrats allowed. No Democrats. No Democrats. Dude, Hogwatch. Litty, dude. It's litty out there. So litty, dude. It is looking hot out there right now, man. It is a good. I tell you what. Dude.
So now we're in the fun snippet.
This is the end,
We're at the end of the pod.
That's right.
Leave on a positive / mind-numbing note, hopefully.
I mean, it's kind of stimulating. I have a stimulating note. I don't know if it's mind-numbing this time.
Okay.
It might change your life, your world, the way you see the world around you.
It seems like a rendition off of an old recipe from Iron Chef. Or not Iron Chef.
Not Iron Chef.
What
dog.
is it?
Master Chef.
There we go.
Dude, it's back, baby, and it's trending. It's number 31 right now, and I'm talking about rib corn.
No, corn ribs.
No. That's blasphemy. It is rib corn.
No. If you remember from MasterChef, the dish was rib corn because it had ribs on top of a bed of creamed corn, whereas this looks like ribs, corn in the shape of ribs.
This is the postmodern.
Yeah.
Rib corn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Modern take.
Anyway, we're going to leave you with this because it's an amazing video. New recipe just dropped. Unlocked. You guys ready for this?
Let's go.
I don't think you're ready for this.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Rib corn.
Haters are going to say it's fake, that you can't make real ribs out of fake corn. But little do they know that ribs and corn are both made up of the exact same thing. Cells. We're going to start by harvesting some common bone-in tree corn and husking the husks off until they're thoroughly husked. If you're not strong enough, you can get someone a little more husky to do the husking, or you can just shuck it. Now you can throw out those husks if you like wasting things, or you can make a nice opaque window decoration. If you've got self-shucking corn, congratulations on being rich. Now we're going to cut the corn, which is the most challenging part of this. Okay, so that one was a little brittle. Try to be careful. I'm gonna cut the top and bottom off to make it flat, then slice from the top and gently rock it until it splits in two. Take your time. Keep your hands above the blade and also your feet, ankles, elbows, and spleen. Then we'll slowly and painstakingly slice across the cob. You can also use a pair of scissors to cut across, which sort of works but not really. But if you just use a bit of the knife at a time, it's way easier than trying to cut the whole thing at once, unless you have experience cutting through drywall with a chef's knife. But the easiest way is to just throw the corn against the wall. And once those are cut, you should be able to assemble a nice looking rib cage. Now we'll make our dry rub. I've got a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of garlic powder, some salt, some pepper, and we'll wang jangle that together, then turn it into a wet rub by adding a tablespoon of melted butter, then give it another quick jangle. Then we'll paint the corn ribs like we're an artist using the worst canvas of all time. Now we're gonna barbecue these in the fireless indoor barbecue, which is preheated to 3 for around 25 minutes. While that's cooking, we'll make the dipping sauce. I'm going with this French sauce called mayonnaise with a bit of hot sauce, then wang jangle them together. Now while we may be making corn ribs, did you know that you can also grow your own rib corn? That's some good corn. We're gonna get these out of the barbecue. Man, it smells like ribs in here. All right, now the moment of truth. Can you actually tell the difference between corn ribs and non-plant-based ribs? Gonna throw on this blindfold and thoroughly mix these up. Okay, so, that tastes like ribs. What? That also tastes like ribs. Okay, it's very close, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. Whoa, that's
wild. Can you imagine? Change your life, right? Tell me it changed your life, right? Revolutionary content.
I wish I could try them.
We can go to the store right now.
We could.
Good.
We could.
Oh man, that was a good note.
That was a good note.
Yeah, ripcorn.
And episode 5. You guys made it.
In the books. Episode 5. Done.
Oh, dude. I can't wait for episode 6.
It's going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. And it's coming out next Sunday, as always.
Signing off.
We have been your Reactlords.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Vee.